Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Cancer March 2023 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. Now, I've been pleased to say that a number of Cancer people have had clairvoyant readings with me from different parts of the world in the course of the last month. And if you might be interested to see what's involved, just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now, I charge for clairvoyant readings, but I have to make an announcement now. And it is this, that amongst the gift of clairvoyance, I was also given the gift of healing when I was born. And for the last 30 years or so, in my home country and in different parts of the world where I have gone, I have employed that gift of healing, and it works. Now, how? I don't know. It just does. It comes, well, you can look at your own spiritual beliefs and imagine how it comes about. I will say this, though, that I'm now offering it, as I do for people who see me where I live. The gift, the service of healing is provided by me to you or someone else for free. That is, without any obligation, without any requirement to have a reading. I don't sell products or services or recommend products or services or suggest you should get a reading or anything like that. It's completely without any obligation, and it's a spiritual duty that I have to provide. I have, if you like, been told, I know I have been told to do it and to expand upon it and to make use of the gift. It is part of my soul path, I suppose is what you'd call it, and what I signed up to do before coming here. So, if you'd like to find out how to go about doing that, just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now, as the subscribers know, oh, by the way, I'm going out on a date tonight. Yes, with a beautiful woman, an accountant. It's going to be interesting for both of us, I think. She is breathtaking, and I am immune. I am not immune. In fact, I am completely at the mercy of a beautiful woman. And well, in fact, all women are beautiful, really. So I am, regardless of her profession, which may seem at odds with mine, I am nevertheless going to make sure I have a couple of glasses of wine at a good restaurant and some food, and well, we'll leave it at that. See where the evening leads to. Now, I will say this, that as the subscribers know, and great to see the subscribers, there is no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, so you get to enjoy the experience uninterrupted by ads breaking in. But now, by the way, I am required by, with respect to healing, I'm required by our laws in some countries, I think, to state that, and it's a good practice anyway, that you should seek professional medical advice and attention in connection with any healing work that you do for me. But as I say, contact me. I'll fit you in when I can. This is a very draining type of activity which I undertake, and I can do a few people a day. Usually I do about, well, somewhere between, at my house, somewhere between 10 and 20 people a week. Now, I'm going to draw 5 cards for you now, so let's see what there is in store for you for this month. And there is this, the Queen of Wands. Gee, that looks nice. Strength. Why wouldn't you have a strength card there as well? The Wheel of Fortune. Gee, she looks like that girl that was the friend of Xena, the warrior princess. A bit. There's the 5 of Pentacles. What is there in conclusion? There's this one here, and that is the Lovers. Well, as is our usual practice, why don't you come now? Sit down here next to me. We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Right, now, I want to have a look at this 5 of Pentacles first. This 5 of Pentacles is an energy that's dissipating. It's being pushed away by this Queen of Wands in particular, and also by this Jupiterian energy here. But let's have a look at it, shall we? And just talk about it for just a moment. Now, what's interesting is, let's have a look at the image. Let's start with that, and then we'll go from there, shall we? Now, The painting here shows two old men huddled together in a small boat, trying to take shelter beneath the branches of a tree on the lakeside. One is wearing simple peasant clothing. The other wears only a loincloth. They are thin, cold, and in need of aid. And around them, monsoon rains fall. Behind them, 5 golden pentacles float away on a lake, symbolic of all they have lost. And a beautiful temple rises above the water, rich and majestic. Now the contrast between the condition of the men and the wealth of what is behind them is quite stark, isn't it? It is clear they have been ignored and ostracized by a society that is capable of great art and beauty, and one which is rich in material wealth. Yet, still these men go cold, hungry, and unsheltered. Now, what small action would it take to bring them out of their suffering? What kind words? Now, the astrology of this card and the position that it's in isn't great. It is Mercury in the first decan of Taurus. Now, Mercury is that flighty, airy planet that runs around the sun quickly. It's behind the sun, then it's in front of the sun, it moves forward, then it goes retrograde. And Taurus is a fixed sign of earth, of form, and it moves slowly and steadily towards its ground. And in a sense, the fluidity of Mercury is weighed down by the sort of plodding nature of Taurus. Now, it may be interesting for you to recall that prior to you coming into the material world, you made, as we all do, something of a soul contract, where we set out a blueprint of what our life is going to be. That, if you like, is our fate, which we then change into our destiny by the things that we do and we don't do. And any troubles and any joys are part of that soul contract, and they help to make us grow. Now, we forget that soul contract when we come down the birth canal, because otherwise it would be like knowing what happened in the football match before you actually watched the football match. There would be nothing to be gained by seeing it. Well, I think what this 5 of Pentacles is doing is it's bringing a time now for you for some soul searching. Your soul self is beckoning you to reconnect to your spiritual self by regaining your faith and strength, leading to transformation and spiritual growth. It gets down to the bare bones as to what is true wealth. Now, material wealth can bring freedom and security, but it can also trap you in its structure, making you vulnerable to worldly mishaps. The riches of inner wealth are your spiritual strength and the strong love in your heart. Well, that can't be taken from you. Inner wealth brings self-love and an inner freedom separate from the material desires. Well, this 5 of Pentacles can bring upheaval and change to lifestyle, finances, sometimes to health and to relationships. Anything you think is solid and stable is always at risk. We are people playing out life on the world stage, and misfortune and struggle are normal, and they are in the script of our lives, giving opportunities to expand ourselves spiritually and as a group of people here on the planet. Now remember, the source is always there, guiding you through life's journey. So are your spirit guides, or guardian angels, as people would sometimes call them. Faith in spirit sometimes is the only tool that you possess. But any downheartedness that you feel is being swept away. The situation is going to improve. I'll show you why when I get to this card. But in the interim, and to confirm that this is happening, let's look at the card that's sitting on top of this energy. And it is this Queen of Wands. Now, here we have what looks to me to be, let's have a look at her. There you go. This is this Queen of Wands here is the ancient Egyptian mythic goddess of Hathor, the goddess of celebration, joy, drunkenness, and beauty. Now, her cult was, as you might imagine, one of the most popular in Egypt, and assimilated the worship of many other goddesses over time. And here we have Hathor in her most common form, enthroned in her temple, with her sacred animals, being cats, all around her, and her priestesses performing their sacred dance to their lotus-blossomed goddess. Now, most of the priests and priestesses of Hathor were musicians, dancers, and performers. For both Hathor and the Queen of Wands, the act of dance, music, and celebration is a sacred act, as it channels energy, passion, and desire into the physical world, imitating the enchanting flow of both fire and water. Now here she is, the mother goddess of fire, the mother of creation. You will be dynamic, courageous, confident, and passionate, because she knows who she is and what she wants and how to get it. This queen embodies the elements of water, esoterically, that's emotion, and fire, being spirit, balancing and integrating the fluid, feminine, intuitive wisdom with the fiery, masculine life force that expands into active, inspired vision. Fear has no power over her. She believes in herself and has the courage to follow her heart and dreams. Her energy is fiery magic. Now, this Queen of Wands opens you to the inherent wisdom that lies in your heart. She plants seeds for future activities and feeds them with her inner life force and the spirit energy from the divine. She symbolizes manifesting spiritual potential. Now, because she has appeared in your spread like this, get ready for a great surge of energy that supports any heartfelt endeavor or inspired idea. Now, she signals the beginning of something new that has potential for great success. As a visionary, she encourages you to expand your spiritual being by exploring your creative passions. Now, be aware of the life force within and use the fire energy to burn away any distractions so you can focus on the horizons of your dreams. Be very clear about what you want and align with it. Now, she asks you to discover the deepest essence of who you are. Believe and trust in yourself. Deep healing on many levels can happen when you open yourself to the dark, unknown Kundalini, allowing it to ascend to the light. She awakens the courage and fearless willpower that motivates manifestation of your dreams. And her lesson is to have the courage to live life fully, without any fear, bringing the spiritual light of truth into your world. She brings to you creativity, success, and healing. The Queen encourages you to take charge and pursue your dreams. Her message is to live every day with joy and integrity as if it were your last. Enjoy life's gifts and experiences. Take them on with enthusiasm and vigor. Now let's have a look at that Lover's Major Arcana. That was somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. Let me have a look at that. What can we say about this? Okay, here is the Lovers for you. Look, primarily the symbolism of this card is that of masculine and feminine, red and white, ordinary and divine. Although here a male figure is used to represent typically masculine traits and a female figure typically feminine traits, this too, for me, is only a symbol. It does not reflect a notion of gender roles. We are all both the male and the female figure. Now, you can see here that the Lover's number is number 6, right? Now, with the number 6, I have a great association with Christ consciousness, with Krishna consciousness, with Vishnu consciousness, and with the consciousness that would have been within the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when he received the Quran from the angel Gabriel. Now, one of the big lessons, I think, of the Lovers is to, in this position here, is to love and honor yourself first before you can truly open and love another authentically. Now, from this place, you mirror only genuine love, attracting equal light of another that will bring expansion to your heart and emotional fulfillment. Now, within a relationship, you should never feel limited, restricted, or restrained, nor should you do that to another. I don't need to tell you that. When two hearts share the same love, peace, and understanding, the relationship is stronger than any adversity. Now, I guess that everyone has experienced the feeling of love on some level, the feeling of walking on air, the initial infatuation. Even if it's a crush, everything around you seems brighter, more alive, more connected. Passion is high. Well, the Lovers symbolize this feeling, but it goes much deeper. It represents a committed relationship, and that doesn't have to be just romantic relationships, by the way. It can be a social relationship. It might even be a business relationship in your situation. The Lovers represents a strong partnership that is genuine and harmonious, bringing trust and spiritual strength, surrendering their hearts to each other without fear. And their relationship expands and stretches the physical and spiritual self to connect at deep and unexpected places of the heart and soul. The Lovers have a kindred understanding of the gifts true love and sensuality bring. The Lovers encompass human love, spiritual love, and sexual love that is transformative. Now, if you're not with someone at the moment to undertake physical sexual relations, then your fantasy life will likely be engaged, and there's nothing wrong with that. The feelings in your fantasy life, your thoughts, interestingly, on the spiritual realm, are as real as what we do here physically. You might be interested to know that. We probably understand that anyway. But the card reminds you, I think, of the value of sensual and sexual love, and how it awakens the powerful life force of the Kundalini and creativity with you. You understand that you, earth and spirit, are constantly renewing and regenerating, forever evolving and creating new growth. The Lovers here symbolize a committed, strong relationship that keeps growing and spiritually expanding toward a deeper understanding of your inner self, your partner, and your relationships in the outer world. It awakens your free will to make choices in life that support your heart's evolution on your spiritual path. This energy is asking you, are the choices you make in relationships coming from a balanced and integrated place? And if not, Identify the opposing aspects within yourself and how they affect your external life. Internal struggles between your dualities can create negativity that projects outwardly. Addressing your inner conflict, balancing the dualities, trusting and loving yourself will heal the struggles from the past. Now, where shall we go next? Why don't we see what's above it and have a look at this. Okay, that looks like Durga. Let's have a look and see what is here, hey? Now, this is card number 8. Now, the card before it is the Chariot. Now, in the Chariot, you might be familiar with that card. There is a charioteer who has 2 animals on reins and is driving the animals to pull the chariot along. And that is a theme of power and overcoming, which is what you will have. This is continuing that theme, this particular energy. However, although previously it was the beasts that pulled the chariot, here the beast is the chariot, demonstrating a more intimate connection between the rider and her raw, ferocious power. Strength seeks a way to become one with the wild, primal force, channeling it to a purpose. Here is the card of warriors and of the empowered, of overcoming the baser instincts and that which holds you back. Now, in India, the goddess Durga, who represents the strength of will, power and energy that is required to overcome. Now, she's given a large and really quite widespread festival called Durga Puja every autumn in the Northern Hemisphere during the first 9 days of the waxing moon of the, I think it must be around the equinox, I think. But for you, strength here puts you on the threshold of discovery, testing your faith, truth, and courage. It tests your integrity and stamina when difficult or challenging situations arise. Strength works from the truest form of self-love and knowing your soul self. It awakens your instinctual nature, igniting your soul into creative energy, adventure, passion, and love for life. Your human instincts and your spiritual intuition work together, creating and enforcing the inner strength to follow your bliss. Now, this number here is 8, and that is the number of abundance, of manifestation, and also of you now obtaining good karma from having burnt off karma from previous lives. Now, when your inner strength shines through, you are a radiant being with a lust for life. It releases your passion. Your heart is open, full, and strong. The strength of love and compassion flow from you without expectation. The fears that really once kept you trapped, they melt away. See, this tiger is a symbolism of fear for me in these cards very often. Well, fear that you have now melts away, and inner strength brings you to the present. And you know that when you live your life in the present, you see through the soul of the strength card energy. You are not living life through the reactive ego strength, but from the instinctive, compassionate, and intuitive strength. You understand that you, nature, the world, and the divine are one. Strength brings patience and a still point of view to life from a holistic and collective purpose. The gifts of this energy to you are confidence, courage, creativity, faith, patience, and the endurance to release fears and resolve conflicts. It presents solid and reliable sources to you, bringing compassion, composure, and peace to any unsettled situation. I think this indicates an exciting time that awakens your heart to explore new horizons, which could be within yourself, or travel, or with relationships, maybe even education, and for you to follow your dreams and true destiny. It represents the strength and power of self-love. Now, with this strength card energy, you realize your true purpose is to evolve every day, and every time you practice this, your being radiates a wisdom, truth, and courage. Now, I think that leaves us only with what? Oh, the wheel. Now, this is that card I was talking to you about before, Jupiter. Look, this is bringing you great good luck, good fortune, and expansion. Now, the painting here shows Demeter, the ancient Greek goddess, in her aspect as earth goddess, surrounded by flowers and wheat. Now, the wheat was sacred to her and representative of the two gifts that she gave to humankind. It also reminds you of the cyclical nature of the earth and therefore the universe. There is a time for everything to be born and for it to die, a time to sow seeds and a time to reap the harvest. And understanding the cycles of your life allows you to more fully engage with it and accept the changes that are ever present. Now, the poppy features among the brightly coloured flowers worn by her priestesses here, because it was also a symbol of a death to the ancient Greeks, which is about enabling things to be born. And the poppy was also planted and grew naturally among wheat fields, and is therefore symbolic also of this life-death-life cycle. Now, this is, as I say, representing a turning point in your life, and if miracles are not starting to happen for you now, then something is definitely wrong. I think that the lessons that we learn from our experiences, whether they be mistakes, failures, misfortunes, and victories in life, they are all gifts that we take on our spiritual journey. The Wheel of Fortune's number is 10 in the Roman numerals here, the number of completion and rebirth into a new cycle. It symbolizes the doorway to a new journey. Now, it's good to know where you are on the Wheel of Fortune. Are you at the bottom, going up, or are you at the top, ready to cycle onto yet another journey of transition? What you want to remember is that your present actions will affect your life and that of others now and into the future. The Wheel of Fortune spins those actions around, creating your fate. You never know when a good or not so good deed will come around to greet you again. The Wheel of Fortune represents cause and effect. One of the lessons of the wheel is to be able to stay in the hub, in the center of the wheel. No matter what confronts you, if you stay centered, you are able to act from a place of balance rather than from a place of reactionary emotions. I think you understand what I mean by that. Now, when you are centered or in your hub, you are aware of your strengths and weaknesses, your limits, your boundaries, doing the best that you can with what you've got. Now, you may not be in control of the circumstances, but you can be in control of how you deal with them. The Wheel of Fortune is the ever-changing cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The number 10 represents the end or completion of something as well as the beginning of something new. It represents unexpected encounters and twists in fate. But there's changes coming your way which are good. You never know what is around the corner. Be aware. Make some changes around yourself and on the inside to be able to capitalize upon the opportunities which are now opening up for you, because this brings you gifts of movement, change, good fortune, success, and coming into your destiny. Well, what a particularly interesting spread of cards for you. Good job, you. Well, I think I really enjoyed doing that reading for you. Honestly, I did. I thought the artwork was pretty interesting, didn't you? I thought so. This deck, for some reason, really seems to speak to me. I hope that you enjoyed the reading as much as I enjoyed providing it to you. You're a very special person and I love doing readings for you. Now, there's one thing I want you to remember until I see you next time, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. So until then, it's bye for now.